everybody. We are in Fort Stockton, Texas. Still in Pecos County. I found this place, West Texas Discounts. Caught my attention. Look, it's got a bunch of wild flags on the outside. I said I have to come and take a look at this place. Check it out. Let's go inside and see. This is West Texas Discounts. Hi, how you doing?
Sir.
So I heard that you were in Alcatraz.
No, I wasn't in. How are you?
Hey, this is my son here.
You speak Spanish? Habla español?
Yeah,
I speak both.
You speak German, English, French, Canadian? Now, I wasn't on Alcatraz Island. In 1959, they transferred the Birdman of Alcatraz to the Springfield, Missouri Medical Center.
Oh yeah.
For federal
Oh,
prisoners.
I can't get closer.
Just a second, I'll stand up over
Okay.
there exactly. They transfer. Are we on right now?
Yeah, you're on right now.
Okay. In 1959, they transferred Robert Stroud, the infamous Birdman of Alcatraz. They transferred him to the U.S. Medical Center for Federal Prisoners in Springfield, Missouri, where I was incarcerated also on some non-violent white-collar crimes of which morally I was guilty as sin. The Birdman of Alcatraz was on, he worked in the library next door, and yours truly, Brother George, worked in the education department. Yes, you're thinking correctly. I was an educated fool like all criminals and all Christ rejectors. And there's a lot of Christ rejectors that are not locked up. They're running around in society footloose and fancy free. Okay, I shouldn't have done it, but as a naive, gullible, and dumb 22-year-old who, because of my pride, I thought I knew everything. Really, I was stupid and dumb as a rock. I faked insanity to beat the charges. I shouldn't have done it. I should have just pled guilty on those hot checks going across state lines, and I should have just pled, as I said, pled guilty and got my 5 years. But the criminals, the seasoned criminals in, am I talking too much? Am I talking too much?
No, keep going.
The seasoned criminals in the Phoenix County Jail said, George, everything is bigger in Texas, especially your mouth, your rhetoric, and you have a vivid imagination. Put on a nut act. So I chased butterflies in the Federal District Court of Phoenix, figuratively speaking, and crushed said insects underfoot. Sure enough, the bald-headed judge gave me a 90-day lunacy commitment to the federal penitentiary and mental hospital for federal prisoners, Springfield, Missouri, a prison complete with guard towers and with rifles. Shouldn't have done it, but I was too theatrical and too dramatic, and I fooled the nut shrinkers, pardon me, the psychiatrists. I sat in a catatonic trance, casually listening to the pigeons coo at the board window, and here comes a psychiatrist. George, are you responding to the program? I ignored him. Mr. Pitts, what do you say? And I said, shoo, shoo, shoo. Sure enough, they got me crazy as a loon. Well, they removed my clothes. Am I talking to?
No, you're doing good. I just moved around to keep it a little interesting, the picture. Here comes my wife.
Come in.
Hello. Hello.
Come right in. How you doing?
Fine, thank you.
I was okay. The psychiatrist at the prison said, Mr. Pitts, what do you say for yourself? And I said, shoo-hoo, 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 pointing to the pigeons, and they got me crazy as a loon, and they removed my clothing and my attire and put me in a strip cell, solitary confinement in my birthday suit. And I said to myself, in a little self-soliloquy, I got to get out of here. These people are nuts. So I'm in prison. I'm faking insanity to beat the charges. So I got out and got on the basketball team and started acting coherent, insane, rational.
Yeah.
And we had a sanity hearing. And when I asserted my sanity, the psychiatrist stood up and said, "Mr. Pitts, as you try to ascertain your sanity, you're hallucinating at this very moment." But to make a long story short, they dropped the charges. I received a letter from Robert Kennedy, John Kennedy's brother, who was the head of the Justice Department, and and I'm paraphrasing. He said, "Drop the charges. Mr. Pitts, blub, 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 didn't know right from wrong at the time he was kiting those hot checks around the country." And so they released me, put me in a mental hospital near Dallas, where I escaped from 6 facilities in Texas. And here's a picture right on the wall of my little Mexican wife. A few years ago, my little Mexican Marilyn Monroe. You see the picture of my little Mexican.
Can I go through so I can get
Monroe?
closer?
You can walk over if you want. Pull it out.
Pull it up. Okay.
That's my little wife from Tijuana, Mexico. There she is. And anyway, now it was love at first sight.
Yeah.
We had a very lengthy courtship, 13 days, and we got married. And she's put up with me for 50 years. But her daddy, with a pottery factory in Tijuana, began to smuggle the illegal aliens in the big pottery, in the pots, the rustic pottery. He'd smuggle 10 to 15 at a time into California from Tijuana. And as a non-Christian and opportunistic and materialistic, I began to, when I married his daughter in 1972, I began to be a coyote.
Oh boy.
Wait a minute, that doesn't sound nice, coyote, pollero. I was an illegal alien smuggler providing transportation north to my clientele from the south.
Of course, that sounds bad.
Yes. Now, it wasn't a serious offense back at that time. Make $100,000, $200,000, get 3 to 6 months in jail. Everybody and their grandmother and granddaddy was doing it. Now it's very serious. One doesn't want to do it now. It's very serious. But to make a long story short, while passing out business cards in Zacatecas, Central Mexico in 1975, I came down with the Revenge of Montezuma. It must have been the water or the Mexican amoeba. Watch out, or maybe green contaminated chorizo or green peanuts or something. I thought I was going to kick the bucket. I thought I was going to throw in the towel and croak. So I converted to Christianity. I invited Jesus to come in, and water in Mexico will bring you to God. I invited Jesus to come into my heart. Now, but I forgot to tell you that I had escaped from the Tijuana jail in 1968 prior to my conversion. We escaped from the maximum security insane asylum in Alston in 1964. I'm the only one that ever got out of there. Now, I escaped from the chain gang in the Rio Grande Valley at Port Isabel prior to that. And now when I escaped from the Tijuana jail, I was a nice fella. I wasn't a bad criminal. Don't look at me like that. I wasn't smuggling drugs. I was buying transistor radios for $2 in downtown Los Angeles and smuggling these electronic items into the free zone of Tijuana, where electronics radios were 5 times more expensive in the 1960s than they were in the United States because of Mexico's protectionist policy. Thus my business, and I sold every store in Baja California a radio. You want a radio? I mean, Ensenada, Rosarito, Tijuana, Tecate, Mexicali. And when the police would get me, they would say, "Are they stolen?" "No, here's invoices. Your driver's license, your registration, Do you have permission to work in Mexico? No, we got to take you downtown to headquarters. Would $50 change your mind? See. And they would return the radios to my car, and this little lady at this bar, she wants another radio, George. Good luck and good sales. But the federals got me, and they don't take penny any tips. I offered 50, they said no. 80, no. 100, they wouldn't take the $100 bill. The federals they wanted thousands. They arrested me and put me in their hellhole dungeon, the size of this store with 40 inmates. And I had hidden in my socks. $800 in Mexican pesos. Ta-da! So I said, today I'm going to die or I'm going to escape. This was in 1968. Now I am not embellishing the story. The Christian Faith Publishing Company out of Meadville, Pennsylvania, checked all this stuff out before they published this. As you're aware, non-Christian secular publishing companies will publish anything that comes down the pike if they can make $1, but not the Christian publisher. Here's a record of my appointment at the Federal District Court, my psychiatric evaluation at the Springfield Crazzy House, and so to conclude this, I called the comandante, the Mexican comandante down on the border. Have you ever been to Tijuana?
Yeah.
All right. I called him and I said, listen, I got $800 hidden in my socks. I think they're going to rob me, the inmates. If I bring it down there, would you give me a receipt and take care of it for me? He said, sí. And I said, ¿de veras vas a darme un recibo? No seas desconfiado, Mr. Pitts. Don't be untrustworthy, Mr. Pitts.
Oh.
We'll give you a receipt. See, Chewy. Okay. And so I got down there, and I also confessed to other stash houses in Tijuana where radios were by the hundreds were stashed. Now they're going to give me 10 years in their notorious the Mesa Penitentiary. We got down there, and the water was open at that time, not so anymore. And as our hand touched, I bolted north toward the United States. And I figured they would pull a pistol on me, and I turned around, and sure enough, I saw this man, a 44 pointing at my back.
Oh, no.
But I reasoned that he would not shoot. Shoot? Why not? Well, shoot, I'm running along the sidewalk, and there's dozens of tourists coming in. Had he shot, he'd have killed innocent tourists, and then he'd have been in prison.
Yes.
He did not shoot, thank you, Jesus. And I thought I was home free when wham, a Mexican custom agent coming in from the right blind side tackled me, and we both went to the pavement below. Here I am crawling northward, and we're both crawling on hands and knees north, and he had my legs. I broke his grip, crawled another 20 yards and fell into the loving arms of the San Diego police. And they almost commenced to break and they started using words not found in the Bible and the dictionary. You blankety blank, blankety blank, blankety blank idiot. What in the world? I said in my best Spanish at the time, I said, yo estoy pidiendo asilo político en los Estados Unidos de America. I'm asking for political asylum in the United States of America. And the agent, the San Diego policeman said, political asylum? You sound like an American to me. Are you from Texas? I said, you got it, partner. Y'all come. And he almost broke my arm. And it's been broken 3 times previously. He almost broke it the 4th time. And I said, officer, he's breaking it. I'm surrendering peacefully. I have no weapon. And the supervisor said, release his arm a little bit. And I used a little colloquialism famous in the 60s. Thank you. I needed that. And in the ensuing conversation, let me bring this to a conclusion. Good night. It's getting so deep and so lengthy, pretty soon you're going to be requesting a shovel. An ensuing conversation started between the Mexican authorities and the San Diego police and the Border Patrol. Tell Mr. Pitts to return voluntarily back to Tijuana. We'll give him a private sale, color TV, 3 square meals a day. And previously they weren't giving me diddly squat. If you didn't have friends on the outside, you'd starve to death. And I said in my best Spanish at the time, diga este sopolotes del infierno que no voy a regresar ni medio pulgado hasta su pueblo basurero. Tell those buzzards from hell that I am not going to return 1/2 inch toward your dirty dumpy town. If you want me back, you extradite me, Buster. And they put me in the San Diego jail and released me in 2 days. And Brother Joe went back out to the Pulga, the flea market in National City, halfway to the border, and there was my Mexican customer who witnessed my arrest. He was trying to buy radios from me when they hauled me away. And he said, George, how did you get out? And I said, I made bond. And so and the rest of the story is, later on, while smuggling these illegal aliens, I came down with a Revenge of Montezuma a few years later in '75. Thought it was going to croak and die. And as I said, a Mexican amoeba will bring you to God. That water will bring about true biblical repentance. So it had nothing to do with the Protestant denomination nor the Catholic denomination. It had nothing to do with Billy Graham or Pope Francis. I just called on Jesus and I said, Jesus, I understand you're the Savior of the world. I think I need saving. I think I'm going to roast in hell when I die because of my evil lifestyle and my criminal career. Save me and don't let me die. I was vomiting and I was sinking fast in a hotel, and I thought I was going to die, and I said, forgive me my sins, and I hereby renounce my criminal career. 1975, I drove down to the clinic the next day where I received treatment, antibiotics, and intravenous treatment, glucose. Went back out to the ranch. And my Catholic friends were drinking beer and tequila down in the stream, according to Catholic customs.
Yeah.
Drinking their beer and their tequila in a ranch. There were 2,000 people in that ejido, E-J-I-D-O, the ranch, my wife's ranch. And they said, George, tell us some more dirty jokes. I said, no, thank you. Hey, George, let's check out these little gals over here tomorrow night. These girls at Jerez. I said, no, thank you. Hey, George, would you like a beer? No, thank you. Tecate con limón? No. Corona de barril embotellado? No. And I had a Bible in my hand. I said, George, what's that? And I said, that's the Bible. I said, hey guys, we've come to a parting of the ways. I found a better friend than you guys. Who? Jesus. George, we got our religion, our virgin, our priest, and our saint. I said, Juan, you got your priest, and I saw you hobnobbing with an American prostitute in Los Angeles last month. You got your priest. Tomas, you got your virgin, and you're perverted, and a sodomite is all get out. And Nathaniel, you got your saint, and you beat me out of 5,000 pesos. Yeah, you guys got your religion. George, Titties, what's wrong? You're scolding us. Remember, they were treating me like a white Pancho Villa. I mean, trata bien el bolillo, trata bien el gringo. Be nice to the gringo, and maybe he'll give you a free ride to Los Angeles or San Francisco, and his father-in-law give you free room and board in Tijuana. And so, but hey, I lost all of my fair weather friends. I lost all of my fair weather friends. Now, I said, listen, I don't know a lot about Christian theology. I've been making money smuggling illegal aliens. But I understand the only virgin that saves sinners is Virgin Jesus. The only priest, that truly absolves our wickedness is priest Jesus, and the only saint that saves us is Saint Jesus. George, you're scolding us. You're preaching to us. You hypocrites, you religious hypocrites, you need to learn the truth. For the first time in 5 or 6 centuries, since Hernan Cortez conquered Mexico, you're going to get the truth. You need to come to Jesus, you hypocrites. And so I lost all of my fair weather friends, went back to San Diego, surrendered on 12 indictments. They gave me 3 months, and I got out. And by the way, 180-degree turnaround. And since I got away from the criminals, the hellraisers, got out of the bars and the nightclubs, and in the wild, got away from the wild women, I have found peace of mind, and I would suggest that you do something similarly. Thank you.
Very, very good.
Wow, you have so much energy also.
And I heard you wrote a book. Let me see your book so I can show it on the camera. And tell me a little bit about the book.
67 pages. 67 pages. The half of the book is my somewhat unusual adventures. You know, escaping from 7 facilities and having the police in Nuevo Laredo, Mexico, pull 11 guns on me and surround me, and other adventures, and then my conversion and my 180-degree turnaround, which I would suggest to all Americans and Canadians.
Yeah.
All Catholics and Protestants.
And you could buy this book, you said, on Amazon?
I have it here.
But you said you could buy it also on Amazon?
Amazon.com, Barnes & Noble.
All right.
Instagram.
So you guys know, when you watch this video, if you don't come here to Fort Stockton, you can get it there. Have you come from Fort Stockton? Come and visit George personally here and check out his cool store. He got all kinds of cool stuff.
I'm not asking that you spend money in here, but if you do, it will not offend me.
Yep.
39.
39, he says. Cool. That was really neat meeting you. I'm glad I came in here.
I'm glad you came in here. Now I'm going to give you a free copy of the book.
Oh, great. Thank you.
I'll sign it for you. What's your first name?
Douglas.
Douglas.
Yeah.
Your last name isn't MacArthur, is it?
No. Podson.
Douglas MacArthur. Listen, now, are we still on the video?
Yeah, still on the video.
All right, why don't you turn it off
Okay.
for just a second.